We're in Dexter at the transfer station.
I want to get down where the newspapers are.
I go through the newspapers here and pick through and find all the coupons.
This is a new way to save money for Jamie Richardson, but it's not foreign to her. When her mom passed away, there were still coupons in her purse. But until recently, Jamie had never clipped a coupon herself.
It was something that has been going on for years in my family, but I always thought that I was too young to do it.
In the spring, she started clipping. It grew to heading to the transfer station to gather the inserts thrown out in the recycling.
Now I have a filing cabinet. I can file them. Right now they're stacked up on my desk at home. And then I'll go through them and pick out what I want to buy, and then I'll clip.
Jamie has even gotten her daughter involved. Misty moved home and was down on her luck and down on money.
I saw how much she had, how much she had consumed with all of her couponing, and I was like, I want to try that, and it looked really easy at first, she made it look so easy, and then it wasn't so easy, but it's a lot of fun, you get a lot out of it.
Literally, a lot of soaps, a lot of condiments, a lot of toothpaste, everything.
As you can see, my cupboards are pretty well full, and my closets and other places.
But how much are they really saving?
We had our first big shopping trip, and I had huge savings, I had $600 worth of items and only ended up paying like $40. Yeah, there was a lot. It was a lot. The people at the store were like, oh, and they kept the receipt. Now they have it there.
On small trips, they expect their bill to be cut in half. On a big trip, they could see savings of around 80%.
I don't think I'll ever stop couponing now. After I've had that first shopping trip, it's like, I don't think I could ever stop doing it. I really don't.
If you're not saving a buck with the economy the way that it is, if you're not saving a buck, I'm going to be saving it.
Wayne Harvey, WABI, TV5 News, Dexter.
I said, hey, look, it's a bonfire. And then I was like, oh my God, it's a fire. And it was huge. And before the firemen came, it was all up in flames, and it was really bad.
As I drove by, I saw a little teeny fire in the front window, and it was still small then, so I couldn't go in the front. It was already starting to go up, but the back, the door was not locked. There was a cat in there, got it out, and then a cat was clawing at me, so I had to drop. It ran off, and I went back in to see if anything else is in there, but I couldn't stay in there. The smoke was horrible. I'm telling you, it was freaky because it got, in the 10 seconds it took me to pick up that cat, the smoke got so bad I couldn't see. I yelled for people. I thought someone might be sleeping upstairs. I'm not aware because it was just in the front room, but nobody answered. I couldn't see which side the door handle was on. It was like, holy cow.
A fire was coming out about 10 or 20 feet outside of the first floor and more on the second. Fire was contained mostly to the house, but mostly in void spaces, which made it hard to fight.
A whole gust of smoke came right at us, and we were just like, hold your breath, hold your breath.
There's a lot of power lines in the vicinity of the house, and they're high voltage lines. So Bangor Hydro came and disconnected those lines. We'll be out here for quite a few hours, and then the investigation will take longer.
Kristen Lavagetta found her way there. She joins us live from the scene with the very latest. Kristen?
Thanks, Sharon. Well, the call came in around 4:45 today. The fire is at an apartment building. It's the Orono Apartments at 6 Bennick Road. Crews are still battling the blaze. You can still see flames coming out of the top of the building, and smoke is just pouring out. We could see the smoke all the way from the highway on the way here. We've seen crews from Bangor, Orono, Old Town, and Veazey all here trying to battle the blaze. They pretty much shut down all of downtown right now, and there are spectators and people everywhere. I have some key roads that are closed. Main Street is closed from North Main Ave to Pine Street. Bennick Road is closed from Noyes Drive. Forest Ave is closed at the Bennick Road intersection. There's no word right now on if anyone was inside the building or if anyone has been injured. No one really knows too much about this at the moment.
Patient blood management essentially is the application or implementation of timely use of strategies to improve or optimize a patient's blood count, minimize blood loss during their hospital stay.
When the concept was first brought to Eastern Maine Medical Center by Medical Director Erwin Gross, it was mainly concentrated on cardiac and orthopedics patients.
Because these are patients who are at high risk for transfusion. Their surgical procedures involve significant blood loss, and as a result, they're more likely to require a transfusion during their hospital stay.
Since implementing the program, they've been able to reduce their blood transfusion rates to about 55%.
That translates not into just better outcomes for patients, but a significant cost savings for the hospital.
Eastern Maine Medical Center is making strides with this program, and it's putting them on the map.
In the United States, relatively few programs, probably somewhere in the range of 100 or 120 nationally, and within New England, Eastern Maine Medical Center was actually the first hospital to organize a formal patient blood management program.
They've recently been accredited for their perioperative blood collection program, too.
We collect the patient's own blood, wash it, and return it to the patient, and we're actually only one of about 20 or 25 programs in the United States.
Dr. Robert Clough, chief of the cardiovascular service, says there's a lot of risk to using just one unit of blood, but with the blood collection program, the risk is lessened.
You saw the nurses collect every sponge, and it's rinsed and then put through the cell saver so the cells can be given back to the patient. So we really don't waste any blood. That's the goal.
The cell saver machine is an important part of the blood collection.
It's a way of taking blood from the operative field and spinning it in a centrifuge and then filtering it and removing things that might be harmful.
Usually people wouldn't have a reaction to it. You know whose blood it is, and it's good, healthy blood.
The blood they collect is mixed with heparin, which is then washed out along with broken or damaged cells. They say whenever you do any type of surgery, it's likely blood cells will be broken.
So all those broken, damaged cells are gotten rid of through a waste bag, and so that all we're giving back is packed red blood cells.
The program has changed a lot of the staff's roles during surgery. A perfusionist runs the heart monitor during the surgeries. They're responsible for keeping the patient alive while the surgeon operates on a still heart.
The machine consists of a pump, like your own heart, and a lung, a membrane lung, like a patient's lung. And we basically circulate blood through the membrane, among other things, as well as blowing off carbon dioxide, adding oxygen, in order to give that oxygenated blood back to the patient, and it's a constant recirculation.
The hospital is now beginning to use the blood management program in other forms. They say it's always their goal to avoid blood transfusions if they can.